let's jump into today's live stream. I hope you guys are comfortable from wherever you are watching. And you guys, if you're able to participate, it's on 3-week restriction. So if you've been a subscriber for 3 weeks or longer, you will be able to participate. So let me know where you're watching from in the world. And if you are watching the replay, you guys can comment down below in the comments from what part of the world you guys are watching. I love hearing where you guys are from. So I am your bestie on the internet, saying hello from the States. And yeah, I'm your spiritual advisor. I'm your cosmic cheerleader. I'm all the things you guys already know. All right, guys, welcome in. Hi, CJ, Damien, Macelin. I hope I say that right. Star. Hi, Star. Hi, Montel. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Juju. Hi, Roxana. Hi, Empire. We've got Vegas, LA, Washington State, Peoria, Illinois, Austin, Texas, California. Thank you guys. I love hearing where you guys are from. That's awesome. Okay. Is this frozen? Hold up. Oh, just mine. Okay, I was like, why is my screen frozen? What's happening? Okay, let me fix this. Can you guys hear me okay? I've been filming for hours and I'm like, oh, let me just take a little break. Let me take a little break, hang out with you guys, chit chat really quick, and go over a message that I have for you guys. Thank you, Virginia. We have Toronto, California, PA. We have Louisiana. A lot of people from LA. I'm doing good, Star. Thank you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing better. I got a lot of besties in Australia. Hi, Randon. Welcome in, guys. Oh, everybody's here. I'm so excited. Okay. So today's message. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, you are a big deal. You are. I know you forgot, but you are a big deal. New Hampshire, Florida, New Mexico, Houston, Philly, Arizona, Canadian Arctic, Canada. I got a lot of besties in Canada, Australia, and the States. Yeah. I feel that. I'm getting more proposals. Oh no. Nice to meet you guys. For anyone that is new, you guys crack me up. Mbop, you're in Ontario. You're in Canada too. Yeah, she's married. We're married here. We're married here. But it's okay. You guys crack me up. Okay, so grab whatever you be snacking on, sipping on, and all those things. This is a judge-free zone, and get what you need to get comfortable. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I know I always say that, but I'm really not trying to take up too much of your guys' time. But without further ado, you are a GOAT. You are a big deal, and you need to just keep being you. Because somewhere along the lines, you were like, oh, being me is annoying. Being me is getting on people's nerves. Being me is, I don't know, maybe you just got bored with being you. And you were needing to go back to this childlike wonderment. You were needing to remember that you are important. And whatever you started, sirens. Everything, almost everything I filmed today started with sirens. Except for maybe one piece of content. I was like, oh. But yeah, here are the sirens, so confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Respect the ring. Yeah. You are watching Incarcerated? in South Carolina. Thank you for tuning in. I watch Love After Lockup. That's my jam. That is my show. If anybody's looking for, if anybody's been locked up or knows the system well, then you will definitely like Love After Lockup or Love During Lockup. It's on WeTV, and I think you can stream it. But yeah, I finally caught your live. I'm incarcerated in South Carolina. That is so cool that you can watch me from there. Like, I'm honored. And thank you for, you really get me through a lot, and I appreciate your encouragement. Thank you so much. Like, I didn't get to watch any live streams when I was locked up, but that's another story. Okay, that is another story. You guys are, you guys are forgetting. Who said that? She's adorbs. Thank you, Lucky. That's how you guys are. You're forgetting you're adorable, you're endearing, that this tough time is not going to last forever. We're in the thick of it. It's not going to last forever. I know it feels like it is. I know it feels like it is. There's something that you are needing cleared up, and it's getting there. And maybe today is the first day where you're like, okay, there's some clarity, there's some truth, and now I can move on with my life. There could have been some adjustments, okay? I've been getting some adjustments that you guys have been making where maybe you had to spill a little bit more money than you really wanted to, but it's really going to be in your divine favor that you invested in whatever you just invested in. You didn't do it for no reason, and I'm here to tell you guys that you're not crazy for doing whatever you just did, okay? There is something that you guys are extremely passionate about. It could be fitness, your health, your music, your art, your new home, your ride, your whip, whatever, your relationship. It could be anything. And you have been evolving. Now, there have been some challenges as of late, but you've still been evolving. And you are needing some encouragement right now because maybe you thought you were going to be at this place 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 months ago. And because you weren't and you had to navigate a longer path, I promise you it is for you guys to have longevity. I promise. Oh, I forgot to say, any products that I've used today are linked in the description box if you guys are interested. For my Divine Femmes and my girlies, my queens in the building, if you guys are interested in like the hair care products I use and other goodies, they are linked below for you guys. If you're looking for stuff for yourself or just like a Christmas gift or holiday gift for a loved one. Okay, so there were certain challenges that you just had to go through because you thought, oh my gosh, I thought I'd be done with this already, and I'm not. Why am I going through it again? What's happening? There was a better way to do it. And I got this in another message. I'm not sure where it's going to go yet, but I got a little bit of this in another message that I was channeling. You guys needed a destiny helper. You guys needed a word of encouragement. You needed to ask for help. You needed to let the divine assistance come in and help you find a better way and a cheaper way and just a more ethical, just a better way. You guys will know what that means to you. Okay. There was a better way to do whatever you were doing. And there was something where you were going to throw in the towel. You're like, oh, I bought this for nothing. I invested in this for nothing. I invested. I threw money at. I spent time with or wasted time. There's something you felt like you wasted resources or you wasted time. And you're like, oh my gosh, I freaking give up. Because I know you guys or I know who this message is for. You don't like wasting things. You are very resourceful and you don't like waste. And so you were getting really discouraged, like, oh my gosh, I just did this thing and spent time on it, researched it, put money in it, whatever this thing was. And you're starting to see like, oh, there was a better way and I don't need to give up. You don't need to give up on whatever you started. You guys have certain people, places, and things, but I'm getting destiny helpers specifically, where they're going to show you like, hey, there's a better way to do this. You're not crazy. And these people are also going to have similar interests as you. Whether it's health, fitness, music, art, whatever. It could be the spiritual community, tarot, public speaking, being an influencer, being in sales, whatever it is, there is somebody that is going to give you wise wisdom from their gems, from their neck of the woods. But all you have to do is be a little bit vulnerable, I know, and put yourself out there. You got to stick your neck out. You got to peek just a little bit to get this sound advice. And I'm also getting that you guys are going to start observing more like-minded people or people of like a different caliber, echelon, like millionaires, billionaires. You guys are going to be paying attention to people of like where you're trying to go. Whatever your end goal is, you're going to be paying attention and observing more and making every moment count. Because again, I keep getting for you guys that you are getting cheat codes on how to get. It's kind of like when, I'm trying to think of an example. It's kind of like the last time I got locked up and I didn't know when I was going to get out. And the judge was so mad at me and so tired of seeing my face that, you know, it's one thing when you know you're going to get out, you know, or you have an idea. But when the judge is like, maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't. It's easy to get hopeless. Like, what am I doing here? So I really had to sit there. I feel like God put me there for a reason to really sit in time out, to tell me, you have been doing it wrong and your way for how long? Would you like to continue doing it that way, or would you like to get your head out of your ass? And I had to tap into, this does not work for me anymore, and there has to be a better way. So it's like you're being given this divine assistance on how to get out of this, how to not throw in the towel, how to not give up, how to make every moment count, and how to evolve to the best of your ability. You are waking up. There is something that is waking up in you. It's either this vulnerability, healing intimacy, healing a trauma, a wound, a cycle, a pattern. There is something that you're healing where you're like, I have to acknowledge that this is not it for me, but this doesn't necessarily work for me anymore. And so I really had to use that time wisely, even though I didn't know when it was ending necessarily or at first. And I had to be positive. I had to make the best of it. I was in there with a lot of convicted felons that I was like, well, we're bunkies, we're besties right now. I was in a dorm with a lot of people. And I remember right when I got there, this dorm, there are a lot of baddies in this dorm they were getting ready to lock the dorm down. So I was ready to have a lockdown. I'm like, I just got here. And the bunkies next to me are like, don't get off this bunk. And I'm like, riddle me what? Where would I go? I mean, really? We're about to be in a lockdown. Lights out. Stay on the bunk. Where would I really go? And I was like, well, I do kind of have to go to the bathroom, but I'll wait. And because I went in there smelling like Dolce & Gabbana, okay, they're like, there's a lot of people in here that are going through it, and they are withdrawing, and they are sick, D-sick. If you know, you know. And they think that you're holding. So do not get off this bunk, and do not go to the bathroom by yourself. And I said, got it. As they're telling me that, there's a fight breaking out in the shower. So then we was going to stay and lock down. I was like, I can't. But nonetheless, you guys are going to heed some wise counsel, some people that are going to help you get through something. You know, I was grateful for them telling me that. They could have let me F around and find out, and I could have been on the floor like the other girl. That was the reason we went into lockdown. These girls that were fighting in the shower. And I was like, I'm not trying to get jumped on day one. I can fight, but I'm not trying to get jumped on day one. And there are people just trying to help you get through, but you kind of have to ask sometimes. In that case, I didn't really have to ask, but God knew my heart, and I was like, this, gonna have to figure out something because this doesn't work for me anymore. And you guys have a mighty shield, and you have been preoccupied with what has not worked out and what you just, were dipping into that did not work out. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be good, but it went left, and now what am I going to do? It's us having to surrender, us having to detach from the outcome, or having anxious attachment and saying, hey, I thought I knew, but I don't. Please help me. Anybody, or you will have a specific helper that will tell you. You will be helped, and you will heed their wise counsel. You are being given destiny helpers in many dimensions. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Rude says, I owned my pod. That's what's up. Orange is the new black. It got me through it. My first day. It's a funny show. But yeah, you guys are feeling bad because you feel like you are the one with the wisdom. You feel like you are the library. So you're like, if I'm the library, who's going to really help me? If I'm the one that's interested in certain topics and nobody could give a F less about what these things are, who am I going to ask for help? Who? Do you know what I mean? Who will I ask? Let's say you guys are interested in fitness, but no one around you is really interested in fitness, and you're trying to invest in some supplements, or you're trying to create a supplement brand, or, you're marketing, and there's no one for you to like really talk to. Maybe you're going to start going to a different gym or talking to people online. You're going to start connecting. And as soon as you make the first step, God is going to match your first step and then some. That first step of saying, you know what, I admit that I don't know what the F I'm doing. Or I really do need that help. Whatever that first step is for admitting that, like, I thought I had this figured out, but I guess I kind of don't. It's okay. You are still a pioneer. You are still the GOAT. You are still important. You are still the pioneer. You are still important. You're still going to be a trendsetter, but you don't need to be preoccupied with how you are needing to shift right now. You don't need to get hung up on that. There are more people willing to help you in this season than you realize. And not only willing to help you, but committed to helping you. So another example is I was up really late, getting a bunch of work done, getting a bunch of stuff done at home. And so I was up late, and then I woke up early, and then I fell asleep right before an appointment. And I was an hour late to that appointment. Not just my regular 10 minutes late. I was an hour late to that appointment. But even though my stylist had, other things to do, she still held that space for me. And then when I got there, I had other things on my mind, but because I felt like, well, nobody really cares about this thing that I need help with, so I'm just not going to say anything. But I already did that last week with her. So something told me, just ask. Just ask. And so I asked her, hey, this has been bothering me, and then there's this other thing that I'm worried about. And she took so much time to help me with those things, to where now my day went completely different, because the two things that I've been stressing about for a week, I don't need to stress about anymore. I went to her with an idea, like, hey, I have this idea, but it's expensive, and I know it'd be like a good investment. Glenna, thank you so much for your donation. I know it would be a good investment, but I'm not really trying to spend that. Like, I'm not really trying to spend that right now. And she's like, no, I get it. There is a better way. And I was like, okay, awesome. What do I do? And so she went through this whole spiel, like, okay, like showing me her setup, what she does. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I had no idea. I felt like I was alone because I had this limiting belief that certain things that I'm interested in, nobody else really cares. And that was my own limiting belief. That was my own restriction. Those were my own fisticuffs binding me with the blindfold and me thinking that nobody gives an F. And so then I told her about my other concerns, and she had help for every concern. And even though I was an hour late, she still helped me. And she helped me save a lot of money. Okay. I was thinking about investing in something that was going to be $500 to $600. And I was like, I mean, I'll find it, but I don't want to. I don't want to. And she was like, girl, no, 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 no. Let me help you. Andrew, thank you so much. She's like, let me help you. She saved me hundreds of dollars. So everything I was thinking about putting together, it ended up only being $105. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it was something that took a huge amount of stress off of my plate. Okay, a huge amount of stress off of my plate. I've been talking to you guys the past couple of weeks about different things, especially if you guys live in the States, different things that are going on with food, different things that are going on with hygiene items, different things that are in the water, just different things, okay, that are not going on in other countries. So a lot of you guys could feel like you're on damage control trying to fix these things because it's like knowledge that you can't undo, you can't unsee. And maybe you started sifting through these issues and you got in over your head. Thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to cost so much money just to eat and breathe and have some water. You know what I mean? Star says, I've been fasting. Thank you, Glenna. I'm so proud of you. I've been listening to you for a while. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. But yeah, there was something that you were really wanting to fix. And you were trying not to make it too complex. You were trying not to bore anybody with the details. But think about it this way. You are doing these things because you care. Whatever it is that you've been worried about, that has been a heavy burden that's been placed on your shoulders as you've been entering this new era, you are doing this because you care. If you didn't care and if you didn't love people and you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't even be trying. You'd just be like, F it, I give up. I give up. I'm just not going to eat. I'm just not going to sleep. I'm just not going to drink water. I'm just not going to breathe air. I'm just not. Because what's the point? And this change could have upheavaled more than you bargained for. But now you are seeing where you didn't have to throw in the towel in certain aspects. You didn't have to give up on certain things. And you will still reach your destination, but with more support. So that's a perfect affirmation for you guys. I will reach my destination with more support. Okay, you will reach your destination. You are on your path to power. Keep being you. Because the people that are attracted to you right now they're being attracted to you in this light because of the person that they see you or know that you can be. The person that you are working towards being. So don't let fear stop you. You're also going to be getting some confirmation that wherever you put space between you and certain relationships is going to be doing you a lot of good. It's going to be doing you a lot of good because you guys predicted certain things and maybe these helpers, maybe you made predictions for them. Maybe you gave them wisdom that you forgot about. loyalty that you forgot about, TLC that you forgot about. And they did not forget. And they have been waiting for you to ask for a helping hand. You could have predicted certain things that opened their eyes, that showed them, hey, maybe be careful with that or them or this. And they really appreciate that. You guys have more people on your wavelength than you realize. They might not always speak up, but sometimes we have to ask. But you definitely have way more people on your wavelength than you realize. You're thinking, this is unpopular opinion, nobody cares. And it's kind of like, people do care. People do care. And you are showing them where the distractions are. You're showing people where the distractions, the discrepancies, the Decepticons. You are also helping them with what might be a waste of time. So certain promises or obligations you feel like never came to light, you are seeing that you are actually on your path to power. You are making immense effort, and you are going to advance still. You are still going to advance, but with more support. You have a new opportunity coming in, and it's going to save you time, money, resources. This week is all about the Benjamins, the cheat codes, and the support. I'm going to say that again. This week is all about the Benjamins, the cheat codes, and the support. Riddle me what, because that's what you guys are being helped with this week. You're going to be given divine assistance, hand over fist. Affirm it below. I will receive divine assistance, hand over fist. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay, can't nobody tell me nothing. You are unstoppable. You're done trying to please people as well. Yesterday's live stream, there were so many people trying to pop up, trying to be fresh, trying to troll, trying to spam, trying to get attention, trying to act like they're important when what they're talking about is irrelevant. Did I stop to acknowledge them? Absolutely not. Did I stop to block them? Absolutely, positively, yes. So people are going to try to make you feel like your opinion ain't anything. Oh my gosh, why are you talking? Why are you doing so much? We're ready to sprinkle, sprinkle, twinkle, twinkle on a whole lot of delusion because we can't hear these haters. We can't hear these Decepticons. We're not worried about what they're saying. We're just going to keep being us. That's all we have to do. We are still going to build this community, whether they're crying, scratching, clawing, freaking out, stomping. It doesn't matter. We are still we still are encouraging a whole movement. Thank you guys for participating. We are still encouraging. Hi, Dominique M., one of my A1 day ones. We are still encouraging a whole movement. You are going to be teaching other people how to get theirs. You are realizing that there is a teacher inside of you. Now, what you're going to be teaching is going to be different for all of you, but you are seeing that something is ending for now. There is a way that you started doing things that led to a path of perfection, whether you wanted it to or not. Thank you, baby horse. Yes, Amy, I agree. Yes, Beyond, Team Us. You are saying goodbye to something for now. And that is this wave of perfection, this routine that you got into of, oh my gosh, it's got to look like this. It's got to be like this. It's got to be said like this. And it started bringing in delay. Certain things started creeping in. Delay, comparison, and doubt. Fear, insecurities. These things started creeping in because we kept mechanically going through the motions of it's got to look like this. Because sometimes we limit ourselves with, well, this is what works, so I just got to keep doing it that way. But no, it doesn't really matter for you guys because you just need to be authentic. That's it. Whatever is authentic to you will work for you, and it will depend day to day. It will depend day to day. The detachment, the level of how you do things, but you are releasing a burden of perfection. Because things work out for you and you always advance, you always learn new skills, you always go through rapid improvement when you release this attachment to, well, it didn't look the greatest and the best and it was blurry and then I don't know what happened and I don't know how it did well. This is like not studying for a test. Being familiar with whatever you were studying, but still passing that test. And you thinking, I wasn't prepared, I didn't study, I didn't get enough sleep. But then you passed with flying colors. It's because you released being preoccupied with the fear. You released being preoccupied with the comparison, like, well, Johnny is finishing his test really fast. And I mean, now I'm really worried. You guys releasing how you are preoccupied with what has not come because fear is an illusion. So this is what you are saying goodbye to right now. You're like, you know what? There is a better way for me to get things done, and it is and requires me to give a little bit less you-know-whats. We had all these F's to give because we started building things. We started building an empire. We started building a household. We started building a business. We started building a family, or whatever. Whatever you were building, you thought, oh my gosh, it's got to look like this. No, we need less F's to give. I need you to look up and say, are there any F's to give? No. I mean, really look up, because there's no point. There's no point in thinking that there is one. You will win every time you give an F less. Okay? You give an F less, and things will usually work out in your favor. And you guys know what I mean when I say that. It doesn't mean that you don't have to care, but it doesn't mean you have to overexert and overextend and claw your eyes out saying, oh my gosh, it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look perfect. You have already put in immense effort, and that immense effort is now going to speak for itself. Really think about that. You are unlike anyone else, and you are the golden phoenix. You have put in immense effort, and now it's time for that to speak for itself. Over and over and over again. When you get in front of people or you step into your purpose, I want you to remember, I don't got to prove nothing to nobody. I just got to be myself. I just got to show up. I put an immense effort. I do give a you-know-what, but I don't have to stress myself out giving all the F's in the world about how's it going to play out, who's going to like it, who's going to approve. And you are waking up to the fact that the flowers that you thought you smothered, the flowers that you thought you unalived are actually in full bloom. It's that type of surprise in every aspect of your life. This is you thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have a green thumb. I killed all those plants. I unalived all those flowers. And you wake up and everything is blooming. Would you not be surprised? This is like thinking everything's going to be delayed, so you are beyond preoccupied. You're like, ooh, that didn't work. Oh, that was such a bad idea. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? You're done for now, Okay, you're saying goodbye to something, you are ending something for now, and it is this level of perfection. Because it's sucking out the inspiration, it's sucking out the fun, and it's sucking out the opportunities, the revenue, the creativity, all the things. It's sucking all of that out. You already know how to use your time well, so listen and be mindful of the cheat codes that are being dropped on your doorstep. There are literal gems being dropped on your doorstep this week, destiny helpers that are going to be connecting with you, and angels and ancestors that are watching over you from above. Today, as you watch this message, you are going to choose who you are going to become. You are going to choose who you are going to become. Like, well, do I want to be stressed out over here with gray hairs, ripping it out and just freaking out? Or do I want to be my fun, jovial, happy self that isn't being so harsh, and I'm not judging myself so harshly. I'm not critiquing myself and over analyzing everything. You are seeing that you have to make a complete commitment to just being authentic and to just keep being you, to just keep showing up, because that is what works best for you guys. That is what works best for you guys. Instead of feeling like, oh, I can't hold space for myself, the time is ticking, oh my gosh, but I was a victim, and this is never going to go my way again. And no, time is not run out. It is not time to give up. It is time to be curious about the opportunities that are on the rise. Because I am seeing that sometimes when new things are starting and they really do start going in our favor, we're like, okay, where is the other shoe going to drop? Like, but really, we don't always trust when things are going our way. Like, I'm not going to lie, when my stylist was like, oh, I got this and helped and I was like, I needed to marinate in that for a minute. I was like, in disbelief that it was that easy. These cheat codes, this help, this support, this assistance. And she saved me literally $600 by just being vulnerable and saying, hey, I am stressing the F out. I don't know what to do. I should have asked you last week. I didn't, but I am going to ask you now. And she was like, I got you. I am learning to hold space for myself. I am learning to release the art of perfection because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve me. Because sometimes when we put so much pressure on ourselves, we're like, oh my gosh, I just spent a whole 10 minutes being mean to myself. I could have had all these other things done. I could have been having fun. I could have been living and breathing my passion. Hi, Lord Key. You guys have an incredible gift. This gift is not supposed to make you sick. It's not supposed to make you sad. There are things that have been on your mind. There are worries and concerns that have been on your plate. And you're like, oh, I want this ish off of my plate. So maybe you were trying to fast track it, trying to numb it, trying to soothe and figure out like, okay, I'm not feeling well. Let's just take all of these things and it'll make it better. But these were temporary solutions. They were not solutions that were giving you longevity. Some of you guys were working on your health and how you were not going to be feeling certain things in the future. And you feel like you missed a step. But even that step that you missed was to bring you back around to the fact that there is a better way to bring longevity. I tell you guys all the time that the long way, the scenic route, and the school of hard knocks sometimes, let me turn this timer off, serves us a lot of good. Okay? Because think about it. If you started something last week and then you got overnight success, Okay, if you started something last week and then you had overnight success, how much would you really appreciate that thing that you just got? And then what would you do when it started to decline? You'd probably have a whole meltdown, be in a whole rabbit hole, be in a whole spiral. So sometimes the steady climb is much better. The school of hard knocks is much better. And those Saturn lessons teach us longevity keeps you here for the what? The long haul, the long run, because you have that endurance, you have that stamina, you have the gravitas, you have that ancient Roman virtue, that vigor, that seriousness of, oh, well, all I gotta do is, keep doing what I'm doing. You guys are waking up to the fact that it doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be overnight. I feel like, Franco, thank you for your donation. If you are drawn to this message, you guys are always on a journey. If you are drawn to this message, you feel like you're always taking the long way, or you are in fact a late bloomer, but you're still using your time well. None of that time was not time well spent. You were still advancing and training. So when the decline happens, because we can't always be on an upswing, things got to balance back out. You know how to handle that. So what's going to be the point of making everything so perfect if you've already built the stamina? Release your, how you are holding this thing tight, and remember that you are an emotional force. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are healing. You are activating. You have true grit. Yes, you are embarking in uncharted territory again. But you are the one with unflappable courage. And it's time for this happiness. It's time for this clarity. It is time for this rush of euphoria. It's time for all of this childlike wonderment. It's time for that to come back into your life. It's time for that to burst back onto the scene. Thank you to Icy. I have my hair care products that I use daily, linked in the products below if you guys are looking. Okay. There is stability on the way like you have never seen. Now, let's go back to the flowers blooming, okay? You thought, I unalived those. How are they alive? How are they blooming? I had no idea. You've done so many good deeds. It's time for some of those good deeds to be rewarded. Why don't you enjoy being the trailblazer and enjoy that something you thought you were done with? Oh, I can't be childlike all the time. I can't be having fun all the time. I can't be silly and goofy all the time. No, it's time for that to burst back onto the scene. You are the golden phoenix. You are the golden phoenix. And you are tapping back into childhood treasures. Childhood treasures are resurfacing. So we have the imaginary friend. Going back to not having any preconceived notions, we have to sprinkle on the delusion. People are going to tell you all the time, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You just wasted all that time. Oh my gosh, oh, you think you're this. You should be further along. Woo, woo, woo. And nobody asked them. Nobody asked them. These people are a little bit triggered that you are changing, that you haven't given up. You are there. Different people are seeing in you. Wow. They know how to lead. Wow. They know how to teach. Wow. They know how to speak with conviction. They know how to bring people together. And that is a talent that is rare. Because you do this, you properly vet people, you prefer quality over quantity, but you guys will be building a community of your very own. You're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, nobody understands me. Nobody really gets like what I'm interested in. And or maybe a couple people do, but you have way more support that is opening up to you that you are not expecting. This is like opening the front door and seeing, oh my gosh, there's all this support. There's all of these gifts. There's all of these blessings at my doorstep. So today, you guys are waking up and seeing, I'm the GOAT. I am a big deal. I just gotta be me. I just gotta be me. If today it's this and tomorrow it's that, I'm just gonna be me. No one's gonna tell me anything different. This is your curtain call. You guys could be a Leo, Cancer, or Sagittarius, or Virgo. Okay, I'm getting that strongly. You guys could be a Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We have imprisonment. Now, whether this is actually what's going on, this imprisonment, this despair, something has had your mind locked up. Something has had you in limbo. And that's the worst. It's feeling confusion. It's feeling stuck, feeling like you're paralyzed, like you can't really move because you don't really know what to do if you don't have the knowledge or the resource or the support. You are being rerouted. You are being lifted up out of this despair. You are being given the key to an early release. You are being given the cheat codes how to make time fly while you are going through this shift, while you're going through this evolution. Like, hey, keep your head up. It's going to be okay. You are valuable. You are important. So again, people are going to be showing you how to be occupied with your time, how to use your time well. It doesn't have to be this long journey that makes you sick and annoyed. You can teach, you can read, you can learn, you can expand still. You will expand beyond what you've been going through because you guys are a survivor. So right now, you guys have been reconsidering your alliances. Reconsidering who is your family, who are your friends, who do you want to rock steady with? Because you want your life to be sweet because that is what you deserve. And you guys can literally be in any type of environment and make it positive, especially my light workers. Okay, especially those of you that are chosen, especially those of you that are light workers, because a lot of us had rough upbringing and still had to make it the most positive. That's where our imaginary friends, our imagination came in. You are attracting wonderful news. And you have childhood treasures. Wow, confirmation. That is resurfacing. Who says you can't be childlike? Who says you can't have an imaginary friend? Who says you can't be Delulu for real? Who says? I'll wait. I will wait. Because the people that are going to be drawn to you are going to think the same. They're going to talk the same in their own little way. And this is what you want to sprinkle on. Childlike wonderment. Delusion, knowing who you are and that you're just going to keep being you. That is what you are waking up to. You are putting perfection on the back burner. You're like, I'm done with that. That's not going to bring me that much success. That's not going to bring me rapid improvement. That's not going to bring me prosperity. It's going to bring me agita. It's going to bring me a headache, a migraine, an Advil. It's going to bring me all of those things. People think that you're funny, you're charming, you're witty. You will not let fear stop you this time. You will not let fear stop you this time. There could have been some real big shakeups, okay? You guys could have been dealing with legal issues. You could have been dealing with a messy divorce, a messy separation. Somebody here could have been dealing with an eviction or a repossession. Somebody here could have been dealing with child custody, child support issues, an issue with a loved one in court or the legal system. Some things that you maybe thought you took care of or maybe not, taken care of. You could have had to pay off fines. But you are seeing that this is going to be the last of this. Whatever you guys are having to deal with, whatever you are sorting. Somebody here could have had to get a restraining order. Or maybe, yeah, we'll say that. And as you guys are tying up these loose ends, you are learning to make important decisions, to not hesitate, to be assertive, and to observe. Sometimes we gain more by saying less. And a lot of us, we're loud, we're rambunctious, we're outgoing. And maybe a part of that or a part of you doesn't feel like you can be that anymore because of certain things that you've been going through. And somewhere along the way, you started feeling like this false person, or you feel like it wasn't bringing improvement into your life, or you feel like it was attracting more false people instead of the community that you really wanted. You guys have other people that will also be in the spotlight, other people that will also be getting recognition. You guys are the word on the street. You guys drop your slot machines down below. And let me know if you guys have been seeing 777, 1111, or 111. But there's going to be a group of you guys that are helping other people. You might have been in hermit mode for a long time because you've been dealing with legal issues. You've been having to pay attention to a matter. And now you are seeing like, oh, I can just sit over here. I can be real quiet. Okay. I don't have to say everything I don't have to say anything that's on my mind or everything that's on my mind. Sometimes all we have to do is observe and we can let the other person freak out. You feel me? You guys are going to be squeezing the energy out of the people that have been trying to siphon it from you. You are not going to be giving these people the time of day. And they're not used to that. Whoever you guys have been dealing with in a negative manner, a negative light, they are not used to that. You can let them look crazy by taking a step back. This is like being invited somewhere and you're the outgoing person and then another person next to you is the outgoing person and you guys are both being like rah rah and then you guys get excused and everyone else is like, but instead you could just chill and watch knowing that this person's going to be all rah rah and crazy. Sometimes we are being called to just watch, especially when we are in negative environments. Let them look crazy. Let them look crazy. Because you guys are attracting a whole different tribe right now because you are maturing. Your age is rewinding. You have this childlike wonderment and you are maturing in the fact of I don't gotta be all of this for everyone. I can just be me. You are simplifying your life. Okay? You are simplifying your life. And sometimes that's not easy when you have all of this information. You've been militant. You've been over analytic. I don't think that's a word, but we're about to make some up right now. You have been militant. You know that you're of high honor. You know that you have these stars, these stripes, and you deserve them. You deserve them. But it doesn't mean that you have to stand as this person at all times. Sometimes you are the observer. Sometimes you are the child. Sometimes you can sit here mature. But either way, you're just going to keep being you. You can show people I am everything. I have my stars, my stripes, my maturity. I am fun, outgoing. I am vibrant. I am the light. And I don't got to explain why I'm all of these things. You guys are this onion that people will have to peel back, and you don't have to show them everything all at once. Whatever feels genuine to you, whatever feels authentic to you, you are being divinely guided at this time. You are being divinely guided at this time. Your sight is changing. The way that you see things is changing. Wow. High honor. Shots fired. So you guys shock people. They're like, wait, I thought they were fun and outgoing, charismatic. What do you mean they're of high honor? What do you mean their life is sweet? What do you mean they're prosperous and wealthy? They're the silent millionaire. Hello, I'm kind of a big deal. I am a big deal. So you guys are showing people I'm going to be what I think the goat should look like. I'm going to be what I think main character energy is. And I'm just going to worry about me when it comes to these negative environments. Because you guys got a lot of people preoccupied with what you're doing, paying attention. They have all this expectation that they can ride buckshot, that they can run amok. And you are starving them out. You guys are shocking people that you're still here, you're not going anywhere, and now what? You are even more bright. You are even more prosperous because you are accepting the support that you always deserved. It is your curtain call. This is your rise to fame. This is your rise to recognition. This is your rise to being appreciated like you should be every freaking stinking day. Hi, Blurred Girl. Hi, Tanya. So you guys are seeing 11, 11, and 777. Thank you, guys. So prepare to get comfortable. This is what's going to shock you. What I'm channeling is you were used to things taking not only an immense amount of effort, but a lot of time, draining you of a lot of time. God, the divine source, is bringing you cheat codes to where you can have more time on other days, or you can have more time in the day. So you are going to be practicing new things and bringing back in this authenticity that you've really been missing. And it's a lot of, I don't give a about you or anything that you do. If I want to have a tea party today, I can do that. If I want to leave my 9 to 5 today, I can do that. A lot of you guys are working at jobs that you freaking hate. And you are going to be shown cheat codes to get the F up out of there very soon. Very soon. So Source is saying, are you paying attention? You don't got to be here long, but you're going to need to switch it up a bit. Something that you've been doing, this overanalyzing, this negative self-talk, that's going to have to be put over there so we can get you over here. So you can be comfortable, relaxing, so you can truly be supported. And I'm also getting that you guys are wanting to like read and write and play with your kids more, go more places, or go on more adventures. So in this wake-up call, this is your moment that the things that you thought you unalived are actually being supported, are actually in full bloom, and are not going anywhere. And I love that with this like doll face moment, this Alice in Wonderland, this wonderment, these flowers are blooming, and there's a rat. Rats are survivors. They will do anything. You guys are going to be helping people like you could not believe. You're not only going to show people how to survive, but to thrive, to bask in God's light, and to stay motivated or be motivated in a different way. You are attracting wonderful news. You are bold. You are big. You are bad. You are the GOAT. You are a big deal. Do not let anybody tell you anything different. Do not accept this poison from the people that do not believe, that are too small-minded to believe that, oh my gosh, that's what you're interested in? That's really weird. We don't care. Oh my gosh, that's what you do on Saturdays? That's really weird. We don't care. We don't care. Okay? We don't. You have a mighty shield, and you're not letting fear stop you this time. You are not. It's time for your training wheels to come off. It's time for your advanced improvement, but in a different way, by just simply being yourself. And taking off all of this stress of, well, if I don't do it that way, because that way's always worked for me, and not having to change things all the time. Say you put something out and you're like, oh, let me change it one more time. This social anxiety, this anxious attachment, you're letting go of that. You are letting go of that. I love you guys so much. There is a character developing within you. There is a new character that you are getting ready to unlock. And I know it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit like, oh my gosh, like this new character's coming. I've been waiting, but I don't know. Kind of feels like 90 Day Fiance. Like, I've been wanting to get married, but I don't know who's I'm marrying. I don't know who. You know what I mean? It's that type of excitement. Like, this is what I've been asking for. And I got pump faked a timer 3, but now it's actually here. So now what do I do? Don't give up. You are important. You are valuable. And you are a big deal every freaking day of the week. You are on your path to power. And you are being shown how you can get up out of this in the best way possible. So accept help, ask for help, and know that you can feel vulnerable to say what you need and to say it with your whole chest. Okay? Oh, that's good, Angel. Congratulations. That's awesome. I have an interview tomorrow. Yes. If you guys are on any of the other platforms, you guys have content that will be posted this week. And what else? Oh, products are listed down below. If you guys are looking for the hair care that I use specifically, they are a little on the pricier end, but it lasts for a long time and it goes really far and it rebuilds the follicle from the inside out, the hair follicle, which is, not easy to do. A lot of people are trying to replicate it, but doesn't mean that it's actually happening. You feel me? And that kind of reminds me of you guys. A lot of people are trying to replicate what you're doing. Why are you not flattered? Okay? People are out here trying to replicate what you're doing, and you're about to switch it up all over again. All over again. All over again. They have no idea, kind of like K18. K18 was 10 years in the making to get that recipe on lock, okay? And then it didn't take them 10 years to get the patent, and that's kind of what I said yesterday, but I misspoke, and it's not how I meant to say it. Mercury's doing its thing. And I meant to say it took them 10 years to create that because it ain't regular and it ain't schmegular. And that is you guys. You are very unique and you are someone that's going to get a lot of recognition in places that you could not have even imagined, and you deserve that. And all you have to do is just keep being you. You just got to show up, be you. You've been doing the work. You've been doing the work. You guys are funny. I just started a job last month and got promoted already. I did a speech in front of so many people. I was so nervous but excited. It's always nerve-wracking. Thank you, Queen Karma. Thank you, Queen Karma Tarot. You're such an inspiration. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. It's so scary when you're first talking in front of people. It's so scary when you're first going live in front of people, or, first having to be in front of a community or in front of your peers. But You can turn those nerves upside down. You can turn them into butterflies. It matters what our brain tells our body because the emotions are the same. If you are freaking out and stressing out and you tell your body, we're having a meltdown, your body is going to start freaking the F out. But if you are excited, you're also going through the same emotion. So you tell your body, whether you're freaking out or you're actually really geeked up, we are good. We are awesome. We are having the best time and we are going to slay. We are going to eat and leave no crumbs. No crumbs. You feel me? So when your body is like having a meltdown, and it's not always easy to remember that, but sometimes when your body's having a meltdown, we need to say like, everything's good. Everything's gravy. I learned that from Mel Robbins. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that cheat code, but it really helps when you are having to public speak. It's kind of like nerves. So tell yourself like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be a great experience. And you might be, a little nervous or trip over your words at first, but you will get warmed up and you will get the hang of it. And that is what you guys have been practicing. You guys have been practicing these skills over and over and over again. That's why you might be a little upset. Like, how come I wasn't an overnight success? But you've since let go of that. But then maybe you started picking up perfectionism as a different thing that you were dealing with. And you're like, oh my gosh, when did I start doing that? Because that's exhausting. So you guys are just trying to nip it in the bud. There's so many new habits and new things that you are creating, and you are strong, and you are seeing, I'm not a victim. I am not a victim. I am supported. I am completely committed. And you're just done trying to please everyone. You're done trying to please everyone. You are choosing who you're going to become. And you already know, bestie, that you are a trailblazer. You don't have to be in hermit mode. You don't have to be in despair. You deserve this security. You deserve this prosperity. You deserve this happiness. You deserve this sweet life. You deserve this knowledge, this support, this backing. And whatever's been making you sick or keeping you up at night, you are being given this solution this week because you are going to ask. You are going to surrender. And you are going to ask like, hey, I thought I had it figured out. I don't. I surrender. I wave my white flag. What should I do? What should I do? So yeah, if you guys are, finally getting that promotion that you've been asking for, you're finally getting that recognition that you've been asking for. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, it's happening. But get excited. Your life is sweet and there's so much more to come. Affirmation, my life is sweet and there's so much more to come. There is so much more to come. The clarity that you've been waiting for, but all you have to do is ask or pray, or God knows your heart. God knows when you're surrendering. Like, okay, I don't know. Please help. Your SOSs are being sent out and your angels and your ancestors are sniffing it out. Hi, Sunny D. Yes, I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to head out, but don't forget to smash the you-know-what. All important links are down below. Products are down below. And yeah, I think that's it. Don't forget to smash the you-know-what. Hit the bell, duh. You are a big deal, and you do not want to miss out on daily motivation. Capiche? Bye, guys, and thank you again for your donations, your likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you for all of the things. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Toodles!